Hello, darlings. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're another YouTuber, let me know down in the comments and I will sub you back. Now stay safe, get your boosters, and here's the video. Hello, darlings. It's Brandy here. Today we are going to get into some Burano PR. But first, it's shameless promotion time. I know I was gone for a minute, but your girl is back. This is the Easter set I did with some Madame Glam colors. And of course we have our Kawaii Bunny with hearts and our shimmer duckies, both on the website for sale. So yes, come check us out. We have all sorts of stuff. And here is the video before that. I'm using those same Madame Glam colors in a Skittles mani. Just means a multiple color mani. And I am using emoji stickers from my girl Snazzy Nailart Studio by Tia. But the tips themselves we have on the website. We have the nail tip kit, and then we have the tips just by themselves. And don't forget to use our ambassador codes KF10, CherieBaby10, or Sassy10 to save yourself 10% on your entire order. That's everything on the website. No matter how much or how little you order, 10% off when you use the code. And you have to use the code on there. I cannot fix it once the order is paid, okay? Just to let you know. Alright, let's get into this Burano PR video. Alright, y'all, we are going to get into this video. First, I'm going to swatch this beautiful hot pink polish. It has white glitter in it. It might have a little bit of silver because there's like white pieces that are large, and then there's smaller pieces. Not sure if they're silver or if they're white. I'm thinking they're silver. They just give off a different sheen. So it's white and silver, I do believe. It comes with the instructions in the little box when you buy them. The price is there on the left. I do not have an ambassador code for you, but the prices are pretty affordable anyway. So yeah, I wasn't able to really show the polish, like the glitter on the, you know, just by taking the brush out. So I got out a swatch stick right away, because y'all bitches know I had to swatch it. I had to swatch it. And it was a little streaky in the beginning, but it was, with 2 coats, it got rid of that perfectly. I was trying to make sure that the glitter was spread out evenly, because like I said, there is large white glitter and small silver glitter, so I didn't want it to be too clumpy or chunky or anything. And y'all know with my brush strokes, like I always put more pressure in the beginning than the end, so that's why it was kind of streaking up near the top. So then that's when I was like, forget it, I'm just going to put it in the lamp, put a second coat on, and it's going to look amazing. And it did. And for only $6.99, that is not expensive for a polish like this. And you can get it through Prime, right? Where like Aliexpress is a little cheaper, but you know, you'd be waiting 2 months. And I know everybody's been going crazy about Temu. I've been ordering from there too. I haven't ordered any polishes or anything. It's all about the nail charms for me over there. But yeah. Now, I got sent this box like this. I've never, ever, ever had a problem with Burano packaging. So I have to say it was probably damaged from Amazon itself. Like somebody just threw it on my porch, right, on my steps, like that. Now, where I was circling before, if you have any problems with any of their products, contact them and they will send you new products. Free, no hassle, okay? So whatever may be wrong, you know, I don't know about the box thing because, like, it's not their fault, but, like, the actual product, I don't know what could be wrong, but if there is, then go ahead, contact them and get your new product. Now they give you this step-by-step picture on how to use their polygel. I will be doing an overlay. You will see all the ins and outs of using their polygel. Now you get 6 tubes of 15 ml polygel for $10, which is very, very cost efficient, okay, because you're paying at least $2.50 a tube on AliExpress, and like I said, you gotta wait, and this is like the next day or a few days, it depends on where you live. So the first one up, we have white. This is just plain straight white, very bright, poppin'. Next up, we have number 12, which is a very nice peachy color. I'm liking it. I do like that in-between nude color. I love like the chocolate or the coffee look, but it doesn't really work with my complexion as much as I would like it to. So I just tend to go with what I personally like, like everybody else does, right? Okay, next up we have a darker peach, which I believe I ended up passing on because I wanted to save it for when I do my mini tutorial shorts and reels. That is going to be awesome. I can't wait to film that. I'm going to be doing that later today, so yeah. Now this right here is number 32. This is the, it's a semi-translucent coffee color. And when I first saw it, I was like, yes, I'm in love. But, you know, like I said, it doesn't really go with my complexion, as I think anyway. You know, it's all personal preference, of course, but y'all know how I feel now, so yeah. That's how it is. I'm trying to like squeeze the air so that the polygel itself will go back into the tube. All right, so we have a number 22. So these are a little bit out of order. Oh, and this is a very light pink. Kind of like a bubblegum pink. And then the very last one I opened is a fuchsia glitter. It is beautiful. It's like that pinky purple color. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah. All right, so we're going to get into this overlay set. What an overlay is basically you use your nail or a complete surface where you're not building a nail like you would with like a nail tip or a nail form. People use it to strengthen their own nails and just go like over their nail completely and just make it stronger. Or like in this situation, I'm doing an overlay on the actual tips themselves, and I'm walking you through the way I would do a set of press-on tips if I wanted to do a overlay on them. Because as long as you keep the top of the nail flexible, you can use any kind of product. Acrylic, polygel, hard gel, builder gel, all that stuff. You just have to make sure that the tip, like where it goes onto the nail bed, is flexible, because you have to be able to push down on it and get that suction with the glue. Otherwise, there's really no point in it. So I buffed out the nail tips with that fine buffer block. Now this is a slip solution that I've gotten from another kit. It does not come with this polygel. It does not come with the polygel. But I did want, because like I said, I've worked with Burano before and their products are amazing. Like, I've, knock on wood, I've never had a problem with them, shipping or otherwise. So I'm just taking some of the slip solution, which you can use rubbing alcohol, no problem. But since I have the slip solution, I figured I might as well use it. And it basically will work just like alcohol. So I used it to dehydrate and clean up any kind of dust that was left on the press-on tips. And then I am putting it in my little dapping dish so that as I'm doing my overlay, I can make sure that the polygel is not sticking to my brush. Now here I am doing surgery on my brush. I do it to all my brushes except for my Madam Glam brushes. I've even done it to my Beetles brushes, my Beetle liner brushes. But after a while, a brush can get a little out of shape, or, you know, have a bristle or two hanging out. That really messes with the whole application process. So when that occurs, I take my little scissors and I go to work to make sure that it is nice and flat and everything. So again, in another kit, they had a base coat. They called it 3-in-1 base coat because for a while, people were using base coat to attach tips to their nails, like French tips, to use it with applying gems, and of course as base coat as well. So after you've buffed everything, redehydrated your nails, you're going to go in with this base coat and just coat all the nails. So after all that's done, I was having a little bit of fuzzies issues, so I wiped it off. I wiped off the nails again to make sure there was no extra fibers of anything on there, and then I went and went straight for the polygel. Originally, I was going to try to go from like darkest to light, but I mixed up the tubes and was like, all right, forget it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to put whatever one I grab is going to go wherever, whichever nail I'm on. So I like to call this the toothpaste method. So what you do is you just squeeze it right on there, just like toothpaste. And then you can take your brush and spread it around. Now this first one, I actually made it a lot more lumpy than it needed to be, because the less lumps and bumps, the more the self-leveling will even out all that stuff and just make it smoother, better application. This polygel compared to other polygels is sticky. So you want to make sure that you are periodically dipping your brush in the polygel, in the alcohol or the slip solution, because if you don't, then yeah, you're going to need a lot of smoothing going on. And I was able to smooth it out, but like I said, it's been a while since I've done any polygel at all. Not to mention that I've been away for like 3 weeks, so it's been a little rough getting back into the swing of things. But you can see by the end when I do the last nail that I'm finally getting, back into where it's like easy, bing, bang, boom. So you do your nail, right? And then I like to take rubbing alcohol. I do not, or slip solution, whatever you may be using. And I do not tap it onto my wipes. I straight go right to the nail itself, and I just start dragging along to try to fix some of those lumps and bumps. Now you do have to be careful with how much liquid, we'll just go with liquid, okay? How much liquid you leave on the nail, because it can, like if you leave too much, it can leave divots and stuff in there and little holes. You know how I feel about holes, so like the first time it happened, I was horrified. So I pay a lot of attention to that so that I don't have to look at it. But this does take quite a while. This is regular speed, not sped up at all. So I wanted you to see me do the first nail full time, like how long it actually took me to get the nail where I wanted it to be, because I'm always speeding things up and it makes it look easy, and it's just sometimes it just takes time and slowness and concentration. And yes, I am very lucky that when I choose to do it on nail tips, it's a lot easier than trying to do it on your finger, because I can turn that nail 360 and see exactly what's going on when you are smoothing everything out and just trying to keep it all even. But if you're doing an overlay on your nails, you do have the your nail bed area tends to be a lot neater and make it look a lot more natural, because with press-on tips, you can conform the product to the tip, but the tips don't necessarily match your nail beds, and then you're like trying to file away so that it does fit your nail bed, and if you do it too much, you can't put it back, right? So you have to like start all over, because then it'll look funny or lopsided. So every type of application has their plus and minuses, and it really just depends on your personal preference and whether you're trying to lengthen your nails or just adding some extra strength to them. But polygel can be used for so many different things, including like 3D work and stuff like that. So yeah, this whole time is just me doing this one nail at regular speed, and you can see how long it takes. And like I said, it took me a while to get back into the swing of things, so the first nail is usually slow for me anyway, but I really wanted to smooth out all those lumps and bumps because, like I said before, it does self-level, and it self-levels nicely. So if you get rid of most of the extreme bumps, then you will be good for filing, and you won't have to sit there and file down to the freaking nail tip just trying to get it to not be lumpy. Because what's the point of putting the product on there and then having to file it all off because you were sloppy or you rushed a little bit too much. Okay, so now I sped the rest of these colors up because, of course, you know, that first one took a long while. So I'm kind of just going to talk while this is going, and you can watch the application. It's pretty much the same, but as the colors go on, I try to not make quite as many divots as I did in the first one. Like, even with this one, I tried to make it just smoother all the way over. And you notice in the background, I have the first nail, and sorry for all the noise, I'm fidgeting and touching stuff. Y'all know how it is, I can't help it, I just start da-da-da-da-da-ing. So I have that first nail hanging out in the background, not in the lamp, waiting for it to self-level. I just showed it and put it in the lamp there, because you have to give it a little bit of time to self-level. I mean, you can't just put it on and then, you know, put it right in the lamp and expect it to be all self-leveled and showing, like, you know, the best of itself kind of thing. If you're still watching this video, please hit the like button. Let your girl know you are here. Leave a comment. YouTube is not small creator friendly. So anytime that you hit the like, the dislike, comment, share, and views, of course, all of that tells the YouTube algorithms that there are people watching, there are people interested. So let's take this small creator and show their videos to people who are watching, you know, the mainstream people like Susie Nail Career Education or E-Nail Couture or I forgot the other guys, the two guys that are brothers, whatever. All those mainstream people that want to do their nails or are interested in doing nails start out to watch, right? So the algorithm will show our videos to those people and be like, hey, you watch this, so how about you check this person out? Because a lot of times, as bad as it is and as bad as it sounds, you know, people will go to a video that has either the person has a lot of followers or the video has a lot of views, right? Because they want the best information, and sometimes that is the best, but other times there's people like us just grinding along, trying to make it, right? So anyways, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, all that stuff. It's a free, quick, and easy way to support any YouTuber, not just me, not just nail YouTubers, any YouTuber. So please, show some love, I would greatly appreciate it. And thank you. Mwah, mwah. Oh, I also want to say that when you are using polygel, especially, the temperature of your room or your area or whatever you want to call it definitely affects the product. Like, if you get it shipped in the winter and it sits outside and then you try to bring it in the house and use it right away, it's not going to work, okay? Because it's frozen. And then, like, the last 2 days, I live in New England in Connecticut, and it was 90 degrees yesterday and the day before. So polygel ends up like melting over the sides and stuff like that. I actually filmed this video before that, but I couldn't do like the reels and the shorts that I wanted to do because I know from vast experience of getting shit everywhere that temperature is a big deal. So please keep that in mind. Like if it's sticking everywhere and just dripping off your nail, then your room is too hot or the product is too hot. You need to put it in some ice water or whatever you can do to make it cool down. And the same thing, I learned the opposite way a long time ago. It was from a Yogi polygel thing, right? And they sent it to me. It was winter and I was so excited and I couldn't get the polygel out of the fucking tube, right? And it was because it had sat outside overnight. And it got brought in and like I didn't film till the next day, so I thought it would be fine, but it was not fine. It was hard as a rock. Like I had to contact them and be like, look, I don't know what's going on, but I cannot get this out of the tube. And they're like, they made like a laughing face and was like, yeah, why don't you put it in some warm water? And I'm like, what? And they were like, yeah, put the tube in some warm water and just wait a little while. And I'm like, all right. So I did that and it worked fine. So for beginners, if you are having a problem like that, that might be why. I do find when it comes to like being uneven, whether it's before you're filing or after, the most forgiving is a glitter polygel because, I don't know, the glitter just distracts from it. As long as it's not super divoted, you know, you don't really have to worry too much about that. But white, of course, is one of the most unforgiving colors, as well as black. And when it comes to semi-translucent stuff, that all without glitter or anything in it, like the coffee color, those the unevenness really shows, because when you shine the light through it, you're seeing, you know, more than you would than like through a glitter or like a cover color. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Not that you should be slacking anywhere, but if you wanted to start somewhere that was a little more forgiving, I would start with some glitter polygel, and then cover colors, and then something translucent or white or black. I do have black polygel. It's not from Burano, but it actually is pretty pigmented. So yeah, I haven't used it in like on a set yet, but I definitely will. But I was trying to show you there, like I was about to put it in the lamp, and there are some bumps in there, and I am going to quickly go through and show you how, like, when I start filing, you can see exactly like where the raised and the lowered parts are, because obviously the file is not going to touch the divots because it's only going to hit the top part of the surface, right? Okay, so the white I'm gonna just speed through real quick because I realize this is getting to be a longer video for me, but I did want to go through all the basics with you and show you how I get my perfect overlays going on. And I am going to do a set. It'll probably be on a short or a reel with the polish, because that polish is just too beautiful. So that was what the glitter looked like after sitting, and now I was going to put the white into the lamp, but I realized that there was a big divot like in the middle, so I'm like, all right, I gotta try to fix this and even this out, because if I don't, I'm gonna end up filing away a lot of the product. So I'm just smoothing everything out and trying to get that like line in the middle to be flat and even with the rest of the nail. That, you know, so that's what I'm doing with that. Alright, so we are on to the filing. I am taking the rest of the liquid solution, alcohol or slip solution, so I'm just dipping my little thing right into the dapping dish, and I am cleaning off the inhibition layer because it does have it. So if there's like some weird crumbling going on, you do not wipe off the inhibition layer. Now I am filing, and it is a little out of frame, but I'm going to stop and show you how it just really shows where your divots and stuff. So you can plainly see like where there's some scratching, and then there's spots that I am not touching with the file itself, and that's where the deepest divots were. So they're not too bad, and I'm able to just, you know, scuff them off with no problem whatsoever. I'm not going to show the whole filing process, but I start with the 180, then I start with the 100, then I switch to the 180, and then I use that fine buffer on there. Now this one, it was a little harder to see because of the color, but there are 3 or 4 spots that definitely needed more filing. Alright, and here is the semi-translucent one, and I am just going at it with my my 100 grit file. And here are the spots on this one, and you can see there's some on the edge around up the top. But yeah, the darker colors are obviously easier to see it on. And then I'm just going to go back to town with it. And like I said, I go 100, 180, and then the fine buffer blocks to just smooth out the top. Alright, now I'm going in with the glitter one, and it is beautiful, and I'll show you what I mean about the spots showing up. See, like, look at that. You just need to really, there's gonna be spots unless you're using dual forms, which like I said, they will be in shorts and reels, and I got some cute little ideas to go with that. So yeah, that's gonna be cute. Alright, so now I'm going to go in on the white. You are not going to be able to really see what I'm pointing at, maybe a little bit, but, you know, I had to go in there and, of course, just show it because, you know, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. I'm sure there are people that can get it perfect, but that's not me. It takes work, right? Okay, we're just going to speed through the top coat real quick. This is actually just like, it's Vanillisa top coat in a Born Pretty bottle. But I really love their top coat, so that's kind of like my go-to, and that's the bottle that was empty at that moment, so it is what it is, okay? But yeah, it is my favorite. I bought it as a 30 ml. I think it was like $5, so you get multiple full fills of like, you know, 7 ml bottles, so definitely worth it, and as far as I'm concerned. And then it saves with you know, waste and stuff like that. And so here I'm just top coating like regular. You want to, of course, cap your edges and all that good stuff. So this is them cured, and I am going to add our cutesy wootsy Kuromi to it. We have restocked the Kuromi with body and the Kuromi head, the small ones like this. They're both for $1.69, and they're on the website. Of course, you can use the ambassador codes KF10, CherieBaby10, or Sassy10 to save yourself 10%. I didn't really want to like do a French or use bigger charms because I wanted you to see the polygel in action and how beautiful it looks. And there is our ending scene. Beautiful, right? And I took the glove off because I was using that non-stick stuff, and it sticks to your gloves like crazy. It sucks. You got to use it with your hands, okay? And then I have the swatch of that beautiful hot pink polish, which will be getting used multiple times in the future. I am loving it. And yeah. So here are the prices. They are both very, very affordable. They have other colors in the polish, and they also have other colors with the polygel, but they are a bit more expensive. I believe that is the cheapest one, is for $10. But you can never go wrong with natural polygel colors because you can always ombre them or paint Frenches or whatever. Whereas sometimes with more fanciful ones, I don't know, it's personal preference, right? We will be having a new Kawaii drop soon, so please, please, please come check out the website. Take a look if you want to order. I would wait just a little bit so that you can see the new drop. It is all Kawaii. Most of it is oversized, but there is some small stuff in there for my goodies. And of course, there is a 39-cent, a 2 for 39-cent product like I do every single drop. So go check that out, mark your favorites, and place your order because it's gonna be fire. All right, so don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube-y stuff, and I think that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a marvelous day, and thanks again. Mwah.